got?
According to WebMD, the average adult needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night in order to maintain a healthy physical and mental state. How many of you were not able to get that much sleep last night? That's most of the room. So obviously this is a very common problem in our community. And it even affects those of us that have studied and understand what it can do to you. Causes of sleep deprivation can range from biological to voluntary reasons, but they always have the same incredibly detrimental effects on your everyday life. Luckily, we have a few tips to help you get through your sleep deprivation, get to sleep earlier, and get your hours in every night.
There are many causes of sleep deprivation amongst college students. Some are biological reasons that can be hard to avoid, but most are voluntary reasons that can be easily navigated. The biological reasons for sleep deprivation include insomnia, too many stimulants such as caffeine or sugar, and an interrupted sleep cycle. Students often feel quite a bit of anxiety or stress as well, due to large amounts of work that come with college and the expectations to do well, both expectations on yourself and maybe expectations from your parents or someone else who cares. In addition to school, we all have other pressures as well, which can cause stress, such as work or other commitments. Next are voluntary reasons for sleep deprivation. College students feel the need to hang out with friends or binge study rather than go to bed at a decent hour. In a study by the Journal of American College Health, there were two groups of students who got enough rest and students who did not get enough rest. The sleep-deprived individuals rated their estimated performance significantly higher than the non-deprived participants did. So they were both given a test, and the students who did not get enough rest felt that they did better, and that was not the case. Even when sleep is clearly an issue, students don't realize the negative impact lack of sleep is having on them. Although some of these causes seem pretty harmless, they can have some pretty serious effects.
So, like my friend Heather said, lack of sleep causes a lot of issues, and there's a lot of sources that make us all want to go sleep less, stay up longer, drink a lot of coffee. But I'm going to tell you about how some of the negative impacts that those causes will create for you. One article in the Dove Press Journal called Causes and Consequences of Sleeplessness Among College Students talks about how some of the consequences of sleep deprivation, they're especially problematic for college students. They can result in a lower GPA, an increased risk of academic failure, not passing classes, losing credits, having to drop out, compromised learning, not retaining the information for tests and finals, and an impaired mood. And no one wants to go to class on it as an angry, rather angry. And basically, you're just not as good of a student when you're not sleeping. In another article from the Journal of College Student Psychotherapy, there's a significant correlation between how well you sleep and how high your GPA is. It supports the hypothesis that poor sleep quality is associated with lower academic performance. Basically, your brain just doesn't want to work when it's not sleeping. And if your brain's not working, how are you going to be a student and how are you going to learn? In fact, there's another study by the University of California in San Diego where they scanned the brains of the study participants. And the temporal lobe, which is a part of the brain involved in language processing and listening and hearing, it was turned off when people weren't getting their rest. But it was turned on when people were getting sleep, 8 hours or 9 hours. Basically, there's parts of your brain that aren't even turned on when you're not sleeping. So get some rest, turn those parts of your brains on so that you can get that A test. I'm going to turn it back over to Jackson, and he's going to give you guys some tips to help you do that.
Now, there are a lot of treatments out there that say that they can cure your sleep deprivation. Unfortunately, most of these are controversial at best. On the bright side, there are a few surefire ways to get yourself to sleep faster earlier and stay asleep throughout the entire night. If you still are unable to get to sleep though, I would recommend talking to a doctor. The first of which would be to avoid caffeine before bed. Caffeine and other stimulants like sugar or say ADHD medications could keep you up all night with a focused state of mind. Another good way to get to sleep is to exercise before bed. If you exercise before bed, you can get a much more relaxed state as long as you're able to get your heart rate down between the time that you exercise and try to sleep. Trying to reduce stress can also be a great way to get to bed earlier. A reduction of stress leads to a lot less heart rate and other detrimental hormones that'll keep you up all night, as stress is one of the main reasons that you will stay up. The most important thing to do though is maintain a healthy sleep cycle. According to the National Sleep Foundation, waking up at the same time every day and going to bed at the same time every day helps your body understand when you're supposed to sleep and how it's supposed to sleep. Doing this can help you just get your extra hours in, stay asleep, and maintain a very good consciousness during sleep.
In conclusion, one of the biggest issues college students face without realizing it is sleep deprivation. We discussed the reasons college students don't get enough sleep, both voluntary and biological reasons, the negative health consequences lack of sleep can have on your body, can affect your immune system or cause brain fog. We also told you ways you can make simple changes in your life to help you get a more optimal night's rest, such as exercising before bed, avoiding stimulants, and most importantly, keeping the same schedule every day. So we challenge all of you to get the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night to see for yourself the positive impact it has on your life. Can you imagine how great you will feel when you get enough rest?